Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this. Yeah, Daddy, I handle it way better than I used to. So this is the day, folks. This is the day that I have been dreading and other parents are excited for. This is the day my boys went back to school. And Wyatt is starting second grade. Watson is starting kindergarten. And Watson's super excited. Wyatt, some mixed emotions, but you could tell he was in a much different place. Now, why is this important? Because as I reflect over the course of the last 2 years, and we took Wyatt to pre-K and preschool, there was always a little bit of that anxiety when we got to school, but each year it got a little bit better. And then we went to kindergarten, and we had a struggle for a couple of weeks where he really just didn't want to go to school, and yet once he got there, he was fine, but there was just those nerves that set in. And then first grade rolled along, and he'd get a little nervous and start walking slow when he got to the door, but overall, he would just start to bust through and walk in as he would see his friends, and they would come and give him hugs. And then finally, there's second grade, and he had a few little glitches, we'll call them, over the course of the last few days leading up to this, and last night, going to bed, there was a little bit of nerves, and this morning when I woke him up, he kind of had an immediate response of, oh my gosh, I don't want to go to school, why am I so scared? But within 30 seconds, it was gone. And he started talking to me about, like, Daddy, remember when I used to get really worked up? And it's so weird. I'm sitting here, and I don't feel as nervous. I mean, I feel nervous, but I don't know if it's nervous or if it's excited, and it's really weird, Daddy, but I never used to act like this, remember? And like, this is how I feel now. And you could just see this little boy figuring it out and so excited about the progress that he's made. And then as we went to school and we took him to class first and we're walking down the hallway, he started those slow steps yet once again. And you could tell he was getting nervous and starting to get emotional. He said, I want to stand here for just a minute. I just need to stand here for a minute. And he started getting nervous, and I gave him a hug. I said, dude, it's going to be all right. You've got this. You've got this. You're so good. You've got this, and you're brave, and you can do this. And he said, well, I think I might cry, but I want to cry now. I don't want to cry in the class. I said, it's okay. You've got this, buddy. You can do this. And he just took a deep breath in, and the teacher opens the door, and all of a sudden he started taking a few steps into the classroom, and one of his friends literally jumps out of his seat, runs over and gives him a hug. And you can tell he's still a little nervous, but the nerves were calmed. And all of a sudden he smiled, and the teacher wanted to take a picture with him, and just a wonderful experience, and he walked right in. So much so that when we picked him up from school today, I said, buddy, how was school? And he said, fantastic. I said, wait a minute, what? He said, it was fantastic, Daddy. I haven't heard fantastic for the first day of school. What does this mean to you? You know, when you look at this and you look at just the change year after year after year, he's made progress each year. These steps that he's taken to be able to start to figure things out, to be able to realize that there's maybe a difference between being excited and being nervous, and be able to figure those things out. So much so that he sees the growth within himself and was able to point it out to me, which I think is so important in life. With you listening, I know that you listening have made changes. If you've listened to me for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, I know you've made changes if you've taken action based on what I've said. If you've listened to anyone else, if you listen to Tony Robbins, Brendon Bouchard, or any other podcast that you love, and you've taken action based on what they've shared, then I know for a fact that over the course of the last 6, 8, 12 months, you have changed. But the question becomes, and let me change that. I don't like the word change because change implies there's something wrong with you. How about transform? Because transformation takes place when you take what's inside of you and you let it out. So we're going to say you've transformed. My son has transformed, and I've seen it, and I'm so proud of him for that. And you listening, have transformed, but yet you don't recognize it enough. And, you know, people, when they try to lose weight, they'll put the pictures up and they'll say, hey, look at me. And you can see it. And you can look at the scale and you can measure weight loss. But it's hard to measure mental change. It's hard to measure, this is where I was, this is where I am, unless you're willing to take the time to look at where you are today compared to where you were a year ago. You've heard me on these podcasts talk about, boy, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, I would have responded this way. But yet now, here's how I respond. Through training and mindset and skill sets to be where I am today. And so I'm encouraging you to look at your life, to take a pause today. Hit the pause on your life and take a look at yourself and where you're at and the changes that you have created. This is almost going to sound like a victory stat because I want you to go through your health. I want you to go through your spirituality. I want you to go through your relationships, spouse, significant other, kids. I want you to go through business. And I want you to find in each area What have you changed? How have you transformed over the course of the last year? And recognize that transformation and tell yourself, good job. Tell yourself, way to go. Recognize the fact that you have made a change in your life, a transformation in your life over the course of the last year. Maybe for some of you it's 6 months, maybe it's 4 months. But recognize the change, because we wait so much for that outward approval. Oh, I hope somebody notices what I've done. And that's why people will put pictures on Facebook. By the way, I'm not telling you not to. If you're one of those people who've done it, great, good for you. You should celebrate the transformation. Absolutely. But you don't need me to tell you a good job. You need to go look at you in the mirror and say, good job, I'm proud of you. That's the most important person to be proud of you is you. I want to be proud of me. I want to look in the mirror and be proud of the things that I do. And then the next people I really want to hear it from is my kids and my wife and my family. And then anyone else outside of that circle who says it, that's wonderful and it's great and I appreciate it. I appreciate it when I get comments on the podcast. But it's like what I'm shooting for is to do things that are going to make my family proud and my boys want to follow in my footsteps to create their own level of greatness in life. And so you have to start by looking at you and going to look in the mirror and being proud. And this might mean, for some of you, this is going to mean this. You're going to have to look in the mirror after you've done this exercise and you have to say, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I'm being dead serious here. You look yourself in the eyes, you say, I am proud of you. You say, health. I used to do this, I now do that. I used to smoke, I'm now a non-smoker. I used to drink, I now am a non-drinker. I used to eat sugar all the time. I haven't had sugar in the last, whatever it is. Congratulate yourself for each victory in each area and tell yourself, I'm awesome, way to go, I'm proud of you. And just see how that feels to create your own little personal victory stack here today. And I promise you, once you do that, you start to change your level of thinking and your action starts to change because of the level of thinking. Because you start to strive for more. You want more of that. When you create this level of success and acknowledgement in your own life, you want more of it. Not because you're looking for it externally. You already know it exists internally. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. Hey, as always, if you need anything, please feel free to email me at drtroy@commitandgo.com. And make sure you head on over to commitandgo.com. Find out a little bit more about myself and the programs that we offer. Hey, it might be time. It might be time for you and I to have an interview and see if we might be able to work together through a coaching relationship. If not, you're going to get a ton of value in that call and a ton of action steps to take with you along the way. That's all I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time.